Mr. Valentine, Part 2, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction special for Valentine's Day. This is a 14-part series. If you haven't heard the previous part, you can find a link to it in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the latest parts of your favorite Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction, and leave a comment down below in support. Ladybug was surprised when she saw Cat Noir. He was sitting on the roof of Notre Dame, legs hanging over the edge between two stone gargoyles, staring out at the city. It was the mid-afternoon now, and a moment of worry swept over her. What about school? Did she disrupt his day? She quickly shook the anxiety out of her mind. He answered her call, so his mask would have been on already. Besides, they weren't supposed to know too much about the other. Granted, Ladybug was here to talk about her life, but that's beside the point. She couldn't let her underlying curiosity break her creed. "Hey," she said, landing behind him and walking over to take a seat. "Hey, LB," he said, looking up with a grin on his face. Their suits may keep them warm, but his cheeks were pink from the February Parisian weather. How long had he been outside as Cat Noir? "Hey, Catboy," she playfully bumped into his shoulder as she sat down. "What's going on?" How should she say what's going on? I have some things going on in my life, and it's left me a bit... emotionally constipated. Emotionally what now? She turned to look at him, trying her best to wear a "don't be silly" face as a smile cracked through. "Well, you've never called me out to talk before, so either you've come to terms with your long-standing crush on me, I'm in trouble, or you're emotionally constipated." She rolled her eyes at his joke and sighed. "I'm kind of... in a relationship now." "Oh." His reply was soft, and Ladybug could tell he restrained his response. "Well, not actually a relationship," she continued. "It's like a game, almost." "I'm not following." "Well, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I, like most people, have a crush." "You have someone you like?" His voice was strained, but she didn't notice right away. "Well, that's just it. Not anymore, I suppose." "What happened?" Cat Noir's voice was gentle, lulling her into a sense of security. "I found out he likes someone else," Ladybug said, "and now I kind of feel like an idiot." "Well, you are an idiot." "Excuse me?" "Oh, bugaboo," he sighed, looking out at Paris. "You're the smartest girl I've ever met, so you'd have to be an idiot to call someone of your caliber one." The comment made her chuckle. He always knew what to say, didn't he? "Yeah, well, I couldn't ask for a better partner." She bumped his shoulder again. "So what's this relationship you're in?" "I'm suddenly about to spend a lot of time with him, I think." "Your crush?" "Yeah." "And that's a bad thing?" She pursed her lips and sighed. "I don't know. I guess it is." "You know what I'd do if I were you?" Ladybug rolled her eyes. "What?" she asked, humoring him.
take the opportunity and make him yours.
Uh-huh. Like that would work. They were classmates for over a year now. What could change?
I'm serious.
She could tell he was by the tone of his voice.
If there's even a slight part of him that's hesitating, go all in. Win him over.
It's not that easy, Kat.
It's what I would do. Here, I'll show you.
What do you mean?
I'll go all in. Meet me back here tomorrow.
Ladybug raised her eyebrow. To do what? She asked.
It sounds to me like there's a slight part of you that's hesitating, Bugaboo. I'd be a fool not to take advantage of that.
What do you mean?
I mean, he said, standing up, I'm going to make you fall for me, Ladybug of Paris.
If she were watching a movie, she'd laugh at the corny line, but in the moment her heart quickened as if she were under attack. The idea of her trusted partner courting her, if that's what he meant, scared and excited her at the same time. You can't be serious, she said. Surely he was trying to cheer her up.
Of course I am.
Kat squatted down to look in her eyes.
I won't lie to you about my feelings. Ask me.
Ask what? She had to turn her head away as her heart beat faster.
Ask me how I feel about you.
She could tell he was serious. The stern tone of his voice was a strange sound in her ears. Ladybug was used to a playful, happy-go-lucky boy, not this adult facade of a man in front of her. I should go.
I'll see you tomorrow, right?
She didn't respond, choosing instead to stand up, almost knocking him backward. What kind of answer was he looking for? She didn't want to drag him on, and giving him the opportunity to seduce her, as if she would ever fall for him more than Adrien, was a bit cruel. She heard him calling her miraculous when she got home, seconds away from detransforming, and chose not to answer it. Not today. She was going to sit on her bed, get some homework done, and eat dinner with her parents. That was it. An unexciting end to a peculiar day. She didn't want to think about blonde boys in her life for the rest of the night. Not as Ladybug, and not as Marinette. It was time to sit back, laugh at her dad's bad jokes, and eat food that wasn't the same price as a car payment. Her phone buzzed as she made her way downstairs. It was Adrien.
Hey, do you mind if we go to the arcade after school tomorrow?
The pulse that comes with any interaction from a crush wrapped itself around her heart and squeezed. Yes, she typed. That sounds great. What should I wear? The screen lit up again almost immediately.
Something flattering for sneaked Snapchat photos.
She sent him an emoji and locked her phone again, sighing loud enough for her mother to ask her what's wrong. After dismissing any concerns in the room, Marinette sat down and enjoyed dinner with her family. Tomorrow came too quickly, and the love-struck yet heartbroken schoolgirl found herself standing in front of a few outfits lying on her bed. What does one wear on a venture to the arcade with the love of her life? A white sundress? A blouse with a pair of pink jeans? A black bodysuit? She couldn't decide. She settled on the sundress and a choker after consulting Tiki and heard her mother call from downstairs. Adrien was here.
Hey,
he said, smiling as Marinette made her way into the living room.
Ready to go?
Whenever you are. They weren't in the arcade for too long before Marinette noticed the other guests pulling out their phones to take photos of the two of them. She thought she was used to such a thing after spending a year and a half wearing magical spandex and living the vigilante lifestyle, but it felt different as a civilian. It was a bit intrusive.
Okay,
Adrien said, catching Marinette's attention.
I think we have enough for a prize.
What were you thinking?
I don't know, maybe some candy? I'm not one to collect stuff. Usually my dad has the maids throw out anything he doesn't approve of, after all.
She felt her heart tighten at the thought. She knew Gabriel loved him, but he sure had a funny way of showing it. So, you're saying it's my choice?
Yeah, I guess I am.
The grin on his face was an odd contrast to the melancholy of his previous sentence. Let's see. She turned to the display box for a better look. Nothing seemed too interesting. Plastic soldiers and shapes stuck out in bright colors, and the prizes got bigger as the number of needed tickets increased. How many do we have?
4,000.
Marinette glanced at the far end of the display case. The prizes on the wall started at 5,000, so their only choices were behind the glass. After a few glances, she saw their prize. A pair of red frames. This, please, she said to the worker.
3,800 tickets,
he said. Adrien gave him their spoils in exchange for the fake glasses, taking a moment to look them over.
I didn't think these were your style, Marinette,
he said.
They're for you.
He looked up in surprise.
For me?
Yeah, you want to have candid-looking photos, right? Nothing better than an accessory that paints the facade of pretending you're disguised while actually making you hotter. She saw him fight and fail, a grin that spread across his face. He looked down at the ground and chuckled before sliding on the frames and looking up at her.
Well?
He asked, running his hand through his hair and leaning back for effect.
How do I look?
Marinette had to shake her hand and take a breath before answering. It should be illegal to look that good. That girl you like? There's no way she wouldn't fall for you now. The comment was meant to make him laugh, but instead he sighed, his grin turning into a polite smile.
You're too kind, Marinette,
Adrien said softly, taking the glasses off. Cat Noir's words echoed in her mind.
If there's even a slight chance that he's hesitating, go all in. Win him over.
He was right. It was now or never. She was never one to be a good flirt, but Marinette knew exactly where to find a good teacher. It looks like she'd be calling Cat Noir 2 nights in a row. Thank you so much for listening. Check back tomorrow for part 3. In the meantime, you can check out other videos on this channel for more fanfiction. I'll catch you next time.